What's up YouTube, Gemini Johnny back again with another compilation of creepy TikToks to make you question everything. This is day 16 of this TikToktober series where I'm taking you through the weirdest, creepiest, and most disturbing footage I can find. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
If you get a feeling like something's watching you, this could be why. A popular singer by the name Mello was enjoying a nice day in the pool with her friend. But while waiting for another friend to arrive, everything was fairly normal. Until she decides to record a video to send it to her friend that she would make a horrifying discovery.
And who is super late to come today. And if you guys see this video, take a look at how nice the drink, the cute girl, and how nice the pool is. You guys should come right now and join us, right? Right? Oh, okay, you know what? Talk to you guys later. Bye. You're very good.
As she moves the camera between them, a distorted face can be seen watching them. Ooh. Scary enough as the camera looks towards its direction again. Nothing's there.
When I was 14, my 3 siblings and I, along with my parents, lived in a trailer. It was a 3-bedroom trailer. And keep in mind that at the entrance was the living room. And once you close the main door, you had access to the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom. My sister and I were staying in the room that was all the way at the end. The room that was in the middle, my brother occupied it. One day during the day, I was sitting in the living room on the couch that had a full view to the hallway where the rooms were. And I was on my phone when suddenly I felt someone staring at me. I didn't pay much attention to it, but the feeling kept getting heavier. I immediately looked to the hallway, and all I see is a white face with a black hat and black eye sockets the size of a little boy. I swear to you, I felt like I was moving in slow motion, and I tried to get up so fast to tell my mom. When my mom heard me yell, she went to the living room and told me that I was pale, like I had seen a ghost. I don't miss that trailer.
He refused to spend another night in that store after seeing this. A store owner from Mexico started hearing and seeing things around his shop that he can't explain. Ever since this one night, while he was staying late to organize the store's inventory, he began to hear movement coming from the bathroom. After getting scared by a random noise and leaving the area, he would later realize through the video that he wasn't alone. Worried someone or something may have broken into his store, he places a trap on the floor, and what he captures is horrifying. What looks like someone's footprints can be seen through the CCTV recording, but
Ghosts don't wear shoes? I don't know.
Weeks ago, this Terreno Historias found out about a mysterious phenomenon going on in Santa Rosa, Nuevo León in Mexico. She drove there, she recorded it, and this is what she captured on film.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Nos encontramos en las vías del tren de la carretera aquí camino a Santa Rosa, casi cruz con López Mateos. Y pues estuve viendo varios videos que precisamente a las 10 de la noche amigos, no sé.
In Mexico, she drove there, she recorded it, and this is what she captured on film.
¿Qué tal, amigos?
What's
Nos
up, friends?
encontramos
We
en
find
las
ourselves on
vías
the
del
tracks
tren
of the road
de
train.
la carretera aquí camino
Here
a
on the way to
Santa
Santa
Rosa,
Rosa.
casi cruz con
Almost
López
cruise
Mateos.
with Lopez Mateos.
Y pues estuve viendo
And I was
varios
watching new
videos
videos
que precisamente
precisely
a
at
las
10 p.m.
10 de la noche, faltan como 5
About
minutos.
5 minutes left.
Hay muchos videos en
There are
YouTube,
many
los pueden
videos on
buscar.
YouTube. You can search for them.
Y
and other
en otras
platforms.
plataformas. Que a las 10,
But at 10 p.m. to
10:05
10:05 p.m.
Vienen por
this
aquí, empiezan a grabar
start recording.
y se empieza a
And they start
escuchar
to hear
el
the
tren,
train.
pero no pasa.
But it does not come
O sea,
as if
como
it
si
were
fuera
a
un tren
ghost train.
fantasma. Vamos a esperarnos un
Let's
rato.
wait for a while.
She waits for a while, maybe expecting to see something or hear something, but she isn't expecting what happens next. Pay very close attention.
Bueno, pues ya nos quedamos un
we're
rato
here
aquí
waiting for a
esperando
while
y
now.
efectivamente
And
se
you can
escucha, se empieza a
You
escuchar
can hear it
como si viniera
as
de
if it
acá,
came from here,
pero
from
lejos.
afar. and you can't see
No se ve
anything.
nada. O sea, no hay nada.
And then there is
No viene
nothing.
nada.
Nothing is coming.
Se escucha.
And it's, listen,
Creí que era mentira.
I thought it was a lie. See from this side, I want them to see that there's nothing, no train or anything else. Because it feels...
Not only is she shouting out loud so she can be heard, you can actually see her hair being somewhat affected by the wind current
wild.
created by the supposed ghost train.
This is the scariest story about I'm Sorry Mommy. One night, a woman was in the kitchen reading a newspaper when she suddenly looked up and saw her 6-year-old son staring at her. She said, "Something wrong, dear?" "I had a nightmare," said the boy, "and I can't sleep." "Well, don't worry, you're safe now," said the mother. "I dreamed I was in bed and heard a sound in Daddy's room," he said. "And when I looked in the door, I saw 2 big black things with white eyes. It came out of the closet and it attacked Daddy." "Don't worry," said the mother in a soothing voice. "It was just a dream. It didn't really happen." The boy then continued saying they ripped him into pieces and then ate him after. "And they even licked the blood off the floor. I thought if I ran away, they wouldn't catch me. But they did. They were going to eat me, but they stopped and said, they wouldn't eat me if I promised to..." "To what?" said the mother. "Promise to distract you while they creep up behind you." "I'm sorry, Mommy," said the boy as the mother heard the floorboards behind her creak. The boy then watched with enjoyment as his mother was ripped apart piece by piece, with a giant smile on his face. This picture might be the strangest and weirdest photo ever on the internet. Okay, so we all know Jeffrey Epstein. And if you don't, you should definitely do a little more research. And we all know George W. Bush, right? Well, what if I told you Jeffrey Epstein had a painting of George W. Bush that is extremely weird and just disturbing?
And
Jeffrey
Bill Clinton.
Epstein actually owned this painting of George W. Bush that I'm about to show you right now. Okay, at first look, it looks like nothing out of the
what?
ordinary, right? Until
Forgot
you
about
notice the
this.
2
I've seen
Jenga
this
towers
before.
collapsed, and the 2 paper airplanes. And does that ring a bell to you? There's a whole conspiracy theory that Bush did 9/11, and in this painting, there's 2 towers collapsed and there's 2 planes, just like there was in 9/11. But the question is, why in the world did Jeffrey Epstein own this painting and have it? Is this proof that George Bush actually did 9/11, or is it just some sick joke that they have with each other? Either way, this whole painting is just unsettling because there is a very big conspiracy theory that George Bush did 9/11. And if that was true, why would Jeffrey Epstein have this kind of evidence? I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, but let me...
Here's why
No comment.
you should never turn your Snapchat location on. One night, a girl was home alone sitting in her bedroom watching TV when she got a notification on her phone. She opened her Snapchat to find a photo of Max, a strange lonely boy at school who had asked for her Snapchat a few days before. In the Snapchat, Max was grinning very creepily. The text read, "Are you alone?" She was about to block him when she received another chat from Max that said, "You live on Moorhead Lane, right?" As soon as she opened it, she heard a tapping on her window. It was Max. He was staring directly at her with a disturbing grin on his face. She screamed before shutting the blinds and calling the police. But when they arrived, they said there was no one on the property and he must have ran away. The girl was haunted by Max, but eventually she went to sleep. She woke up the next morning to find that she had received another Snapchat from Max. It was of her in her bed sleeping, taken 3
There is no way in 1,000 years you'd be able to guess what's happening in this photo. Yes, it does look like the apartment of a former frat boy who can't decorate, but it's actually a still from the most evil reality television show to ever exist, where this man was kept in this apartment naked with no food for 15 months, while 17 million people in Japan tuned in. It's also the subject of tonight's episode, so let's dive in. So this is called Sweepstakes Life, and it was a show in Japan in the 90s. To cast the show, a group of men were told to come to a casting office with no other information. A box with a question mark was then wheeled into the room, and each of the men had to pull an envelope. This guy, Nasubi, is the guy that gets the winning slip, and this is where his nightmare begins. He was immediately blindfolded and thrown in the back of a car, where he was brought to this apartment and told to strip. This is also where he's told that anything he needs to survive needs to be won in sweepstakes that are in those magazines, meaning he couldn't eat anything until he won it, which didn't happen for 2 weeks. He wouldn't be let out of the apartment until he won 1 million yen worth of prizes, and he had no idea it would take him over a year to do so. I'm gonna have to do another part to this story, but check out tonight's.
Then everybody's gonna be like, have you ever heard the superstition about a welcome mat outside of your door? No, you shouldn't have one. Reason is because Let me guess. It's gonna fucking invite entities into your... You're basically inviting anything to come inside your house. Meaning you're inviting demons, evil spirits. I never heard that before. Yeah, bro, because you're inviting it in. Alright, so do you think that rubs off and like it brings evil people try to break in, rob? Maybe it could just bring all the bad energy, or but again, that's just a superstition, bro, that people believe. Oh, it's bad to have a welcome mat. Some people are just like, it's just a mat, bro. It's not that serious. You already know the comments will be like, bro, I can't have anything no more. I have one right now. That ass, bro. I know a lot of people out there have a welcome mat, bro. So just be aware if some weird shit starts happening in your house, bro, some ghost activity.
You guys,
As long as your mat isn't like a Ouija board, I think you're probably fine. Sweet. We got the leaf blowers doing their thing outside. It's gonna be great for the audio.
Japanese yokai, Onmoraki, the black bird. Onmoraki looks like a bird with black feathers with bright eyes with a human face. They will usually appear near temples with a neglectful priest. While the priests are asleep, they will sneak up on them and appear near temples.
Hold up. Boy! This ugly motherfucker. How do you... I mean, I guess I should wait to take my own lesson and wait to start talking crap about this thing until I know what it does. But man, that is a ugly little dude. It's got the T-Rex arms, the big bug eyes, breathing fire out of a beak. You know, it makes some weird noise. I guess that was just a normal bird noise. Probably gonna cut all that, but man, what an ugly ass entity or whatever.
With a neglectful priest. While the priests are asleep, they will sneak up on them and scold them in their own voice. When the priest wakes up, the Onmoraki will vanish into the shadows. The Onmoraki comes from the bodies of the recently deceased when the person dies but don't receive enough memorial prayer. With that, their life energy can transform into a Onmoraki.
Let's talk about...
So this whole thing is that it scolds priests? Honestly, it might be ugly, but we probably need more of that. More of the Onmoraki. Onmoraki. Get it? Morokai. More of the... Okay.
Nightmarish facts about your body that you probably shouldn't think about. Part 1. Due to the brain's lack of pain receptors, brain surgery is often performed while the patient is awake and talking. And in some cases of brain surgery, the surgeon will pull your face forward like a banana. Men's nipples can be stimulated enough to produce milk. Once you turn 30 years old, you can expect to lose half an inch every 10 years. When you developed in the womb, your anus was formed before anything else. So at one point, you were nothing but an asshole. Your penis has rifling. That's why the string twists. If you decapitate someone, their head will remain conscious for 15 to 20 seconds, which is long enough for them to realize what you did to them.
And that's why I don't decapitate people. I don't want them knowing that I did it.
If somebody ever tells you they see something, believe them, because this picture is actual proof of that. This photo was captured by Nadia Hassan in the Bushwind boarding school women's locker room. She came running out of this locker room and claimed that she saw a figure, not a person, not a woman, a figure. Obviously, this sounded ridiculous. Nobody believed her, not even the administration, but she said, no, I have a picture. I've got a picture of this. She showed them this photo, and I don't know of any other way to, discern between what this is and what this isn't. That's a body that looks like a person. And if it's not that, then what is this?
Come with me to read the most haunted book in the Library of Congress. This is the Malleus Maleficarum, aka the Medieval Guide on Hunting Witches. This book is over 500 years old and is responsible for the torture and murder of thousands of people, mostly women, who were accused of witchcraft. I looked at this in the rare books secret section of the library, and I literally felt like I was in Harry Potter. This specific edition was published in 1492 as a way to identify, hunt, torture, and kill people suspected of witchcraft. This was the first book that preached that any man, not just clergy, should go out to hunt and kill the witches in his community. For me, The scariest part of this particular book was that 500 years ago, someone was making notes in the margins when they read this. They were studying up on how to kill women and using these really creepy hands to do it. I found myself getting kind of emotional reading it, knowing the impact that it's had on history. Anyways, what's the scariest book that you've ever read?
If you see this, you need to run seriously fast. This is allegedly a real photo of an alien that landed in Siberia. And this thing looks extremely dangerous. Apparently this thing was not breathing and was not moving, but was still breathing out green toxic smoke. This is crazy. If you see this anywhere, make sure you run away as fast as you can. And make sure you...
This is a video about security guard.
I don't know what about that picture makes you think that that's super dangerous. I don't know if they're dangerous. I mean, they could be, but they might not be. They might be here for chili dogs. I don't know. Or probably gold. Gold's probably what they're here for, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. They might not be dangerous. If they were dangerous, they would have been dangerous a long time ago. They wouldn't have waited for us to get to this point. Yeah, no.
Oh, hell no. This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm here in this building by myself, bro. By myself.
Gruesome facts you didn't know, part 242. In 2016, this man in China paid a hitman 70,000 yuan to kill him. He then changed his mind after being stabbed in the stomach over a dozen times. The man was confined to a wheelchair following a car accident and became depressed, wanting to end his life. In August of 2022...
I need more information than that. Like, was that all one story?
Rebecca Vance, her 13-year-old son, and her sister Christine ventured into the Colorado wilderness wanting to live off the grid. With little to no preparation, amateur survival skills, and simply watching a few YouTube videos, the trio was never seen again. It wasn't until July of this year that a hiker stumbled across their mummified bodies at their campsite. The coroner believes they didn't even make it through the winter. In 2009, James Washington was serving a 15-year prison sentence in Tennessee when he suffered a heart attack. Believing he was on his deathbed, he confessed to a guard that he had beaten a woman to death. He survived, and the cold case of Joyce Goodner was reopened following his confession. When he recovered, he tried to take his confession back. He received an additional 51 years.
This video was posted anonymously on the dark web. This individual made a regrettable decision to explore an old, abandoned cinema. However, his intrusion into this cursed place triggered a series of sinister events. As soon as he stepped inside, he was assailed by mysterious voices that seemed to emanate from the surrounding darkness. These voices, indecipherable and disturbing, began to echo in his ears, sowing confusion and terror in his mind. The atmosphere quickly took on an eerie quality, and the feeling of being watched intensified as the whispers became more insistent. Panic gripped him, his breathing quickening as the voices seemed to draw closer, creating an oppressive sense of invisible opposition. His desire to flee this dark presence was immediate, and he rushed outside, desperate to escape this terrifying experience. And watch the rest.
I'm not trying to scare you, but this is terrifying. Remember when I said they were creating dinosaurs in my past video? Well, now a lab funded by the same company has taken the DNA from another source that was found in Canada back in 2012. It had been preserved in ice for 100 million years. It had scales, claws, and skin, all that still intact. Now to test things out, they started injecting small bits of DNA to chicken eggs, and the chickens started to grow strands of dinosaur features like longer legs, and they started becoming bigger. Check this picture out. The dinosaurs grew to full adults by around 2 to 3 months because it still had chicken DNA. and chickens grow to full adults after 45 days. One of the adult dinosaurs ate its caretaker, the company that funded the lab proceeding to build a zoo where families can come in and see the dinosaurs. It's literally Jurassic Park come to life 2023.
Maybe it's real. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a reason they only showed their evidence for like half a second. You know? That was pretty dumb.
Urban legends from every state. Witch of Hines Road, Gadsden, Alabama. If you're brave enough to take a stroll down Hines Road at night, you may encounter a witch that chases you down while shouting, "I sold my soul to the devil." The Alaskan Triangle, Juneau, Anchorage, and Barrow, Alaska. These 3 points make up what's known as the Alaskan Triangle, with over 20,000 people and full-on planes disappearing without a trace. Local tribes believe the area is linked to evil spirits. Slaughterhouse Canyon, Kingman, Arizona. During the gold rush era, Luana lost her husband, and due to the times, she was unable to provide food for her family, which meant her and her children slowly starved, and the constant cries of hunger drove Luana to madness. Wanting to end their suffering, she killed them, and in a way to be given the nickname Slaughterhouse Canyon. They say you can still hear her anguished cries in the middle of the night alongside her children.
The most disturbing dolls caught on camera. Why the hell do you even have a doll? Crazy. This man doesn't have nobody to watch him because he ain't got nobody.